Welcome back. Well, the race to the White House may be dominating the election headlines, but it's not the only position that's up for grabs this November. There are some major races for Senate seats in the swing states, including the one replacing outgoing Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid. Here to take a look at some of the big races ahead is Director of Polling at the Cato Institute, Emily Ekins. Emily, good morning. Thanks for being here so early.
Good morning.
So some really important races that are really close. Let's start with the important state of Florida and Marco Rubio going up against Patrick Murphy. He's in the lead there, but still a little close for comfort.
Yes, so the Florida race is actually kind of an exception. We're seeing that Marco Rubio's polling numbers haven't been that affected by Donald Trump's, and he has a pretty good, pretty comfortable lead, and most predictive models expect that Rubio is going to win Florida.
What about New Hampshire? Because I've been following this race pretty closely. Kelly Ayotte against Maggie Hassan. She's down there.
Yes, so New Hampshire's very different. We're seeing that Donald Trump's falling polling numbers at the national level is really affecting some of these down ballot races, particularly New Hampshire. So like you showed there, Ayotte's behind by about 2 points, but just a few weeks ago she was ahead. So what happened there? Part of it is that after the lewd tape surfaced in which Donald Trump was bragging about denigrating and groping women without their consent, Ayotte came out and publicly withdrew her support for Donald Trump. And ever since then, her polling numbers have been plummeting.
That is interesting. Also in the state of Pennsylvania, Pat Toomey really neck and neck with Katie McGinty.
Yes, we're actually seeing something different happen in Pennsylvania. Toomey's polling numbers are not that correlated with Donald Trump's. And part of the reason why is that Toomey's taken a very different approach. He's the only Republican senator running for re-election that has not publicly said whether he will or will not support Donald Trump for president. And he's come under criticism for doing this. But political science would tell you that this is actually a really smart move. It's actually far better to take an ambiguous stance than to take a firm stance and backtrack. And that's what we saw in New Hampshire, and that's what we're seeing happen in Nevada.
Very interesting. All right, so the state of Nevada for Harry Reid's seat. If this goes to the Republican Joe Heck, I mean, that is a huge upset for Democrats.
Yes, we're seeing something very similar happen in Nevada that we're seeing in New Hampshire, where Joe Heck was ahead just a few weeks ago. Now he's behind by 2 points against his Democratic challenger. And we're seeing something very similar happen in which he endorsed Donald Trump and then publicly withdrew that support after those lewd tapes surfaced. And he also seems to be punished. He's being punished at the polls.
Yeah, this could have huge implications come Election Day. Emily, thanks for being with us this morning. Really important stuff.
Thank you.